Hi and welcome to today's Thoughtscapes. Today I'm going to talk about top productivity hacks, how to maximize your day. It's really great to start your day by writing down 3 to 5 important tasks that you want to achieve that day. Now what that will help you do is help you focus on what is important, and also it will help you structure your day so that you can tackle the important things when you have the time. After you've written your 3 to 5 things that you want to accomplish on that day, it's also great to sit down and actually schedule your day. Make sure to keep your schedule realistic and also intentional. So do away with the tasks that you know aren't that important and can be done at another time. Prioritize those tasks and fit them in your schedule. What is also really good to do is if you keep a to-do list. And most of us have our phones to hand at any given moment of the day. So that's where I would put my to-do list, is when something crops up in my mind, I take out my phone and I write that note or that task on my to-do list as soon as I can. And then when I have a free couple of minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I will look back on my schedule and put those tasks, if they are important and I need to get them done on the day, in my daily schedule. You start with the smaller things in the day. So for instance, you want to make your bed or you need to wash the dishes. Start with those at the beginning of the day. Once I get the 2 to 3 menial things done at the beginning of the day, it gives me that momentum, it gives me a sense of accomplishment to move on to the bigger tasks that perhaps I might have a mental block with because I feel that it's going to take too long or it's very arduous. Now, there's nothing wrong with putting on a motivational video. I always go on YouTube and I search motivational videos because I struggle to get myself to the gym. And I know I'm not the only one who does that. I psych myself out. I make up all the excuses in the world why I shouldn't go to the gym or why it's not a great time to go to the gym. But if I sit myself down and watch a 5 to 10 minute motivational video, the content in these videos are great. They're uplifting, they're motivating, and once I watch them, I have the drive to go to the gym and just get my workout done. And once I come back from my workout, I feel so much better for it, and I'm so thankful that I watched that motivational video. I find that when I do work out, and especially in the morning, first thing in the morning or very early on, I have such a sense of accomplishment afterwards. My endorphins are running high. I've got lots of energy because I've just worked out in the gym, that I am totally pumped to get stuff done. I want to be productive. I want to keep on that tempo. And that is another great hack for you. Ping, ping, ping. What's that, you ask? Notifications, distractions. Eliminate them, guys. Eliminate them for a set period of time, because we all know that feeling where we're deep in concentration and then our phone goes off, and we have that temptation, and we sometimes succumb to that temptation of checking our phones and then browsing and then messing around and then coming back to the thing that we were doing initially, and totally losing focus and not remembering what we were doing. What I do is I turn off my phone completely. Some people can just mute or silence their notifications or take them off so that their phone isn't constantly going off, or they don't have music in the background, or they need to get the dog out of the room. Anything that is distracting you and minimizing your concentration, try and eliminate, especially for a set period, not for the whole day, because we do need to divert our attention sometimes, but at least if you're concentrating on the task, depending on how long and how arduous and how big and complex the task is, make sure that you set the period of no distractions in accordance with what you're doing and the amount of concentration that you need. For a task accomplished, why don't you give yourself a little pat on the back and reward yourself? So for instance, you spent an hour concentrating and getting a task done. It's taken all your focus, it's taken all your energy. You can't keep up that pace and momentum the whole entire day. Believe me, not everyone is super focused and can do that for 4, 5, 6 hours straight. Now, whatever form that reward may be, that's up to you. Whatever you deem as a reward. Sometimes if you switch off all your notifications, the reward may be 10 minutes of browsing your social media, or the reward may be a snack, or the reward may be dancing to your favorite music or putting your favorite album on for 30 minutes. that is up to you, whatever you think your reward is. But that is another incentive for you to get the task done, concentrate, because you know that there's a reward at the end of it. If you have tasks that are similar to each other, like household chores, washing the dishes, loading the laundry, making your bed, I suggest grouping them together, because you'll be in a certain mindset, and if you are concentrated on tasks of a similar nature, then you will be fully engaged on getting all of those things done cohesively, and the likelihood is you will want to get them all done in a batch. Because if you're flitting between one task that's very different to another task that's very different to another task, it takes a lot of brain power, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes more concentration to do that. If you are focusing on a set amount of tasks that are very similar in nature, what will happen is your autopilot will kick in, and so you're not engaged as much. You don't have to be physically switched on to the same level as if you were going from, let's say, hoovering to solving a maths problem, to doing your homework, to going back and washing the dishes, and then fixing the motor of your car. These things, one, they're very different to each other, so your brain is constantly wired and engaged because it has to flip back and forth to these very different contrasting tasks. But also, two, it's not time efficient, because if you're going from here to there, indoor to outdoor, you're wasting a lot of time. Now guys, this is another important one. Please learn to say no. Now that doesn't mean that you're trying to be difficult, abrasive, you're not trying to be the bad guy, but what you are trying to do is set people's expectations. If you take too much on, then the likelihood of you trying to accomplish everything diminishes the more tasks you try to take on. And if you don't manage to do that, then your credibility with other people who are depending on you to get something done diminishes as well. So learn to say no, but say, I can do it in this time frame. Now it will be up to the other person whether that's satisfactory to them or not. And if it isn't, if they want you, for instance, your boss wants you to prioritize something, then say, well, I cannot do X. So it has to be a trade-off, but you have to be upfront about that. So prioritize what needs to be prioritized, what tasks need to be done. And if you have to take on board something else and lose something else, then be upfront about it and let people know what your trade-off has to be. So what I do when I'm driving or either commuting is I like to listen to audiobooks or podcasts. That way you are trying to learn and absorb while doing something else. You're effectively killing two birds with one stone. And here's a pro tip, guys, is you can always listen to your audiobook or listen to your podcast at 1.5 times the speed. For me, 2 times the speed is too fast. I don't feel like I absorb what they're trying to tell me or the content of the audiobook or the podcast. But at 1.5 times the speed, it's just enough. It's a good pace where I still am able to absorb something, but because you're listening to something a little bit faster than the actual normal tempo, you are absorbing in that content and engaging with that content in a very shortest time frame than if you were to listen to it at normal speed. So that's a great pro tip for you guys. And lastly, this might sound really obvious, but get enough sleep. If you don't have enough sleep, then it doesn't set your next day off right, because usually you are cranky, you might be moody, you might be tired, you don't have that level of focus and concentration that you need to accomplish the tasks that you set yourself throughout the day. So get enough sleep. My suggestion, between 7 to 9 hours is optimal amount of sleep, scientists say. And if you do get that, then you'll wake up more refreshed in the morning, you will be able to have the energy to do the tasks, and you'll feel a lot better just in of yourself. So guys, those are all my productivity hacks. I hope that they help. I'll put them up on the screen right now for you so that you can jot them down. You can pick and choose which ones you think will work for you, etc., etc. But those are my productivity hacks. Let me know if they've worked for you. Let me know if they haven't worked and they're completely rubbish for you. And if you've liked this content, please give it a thumbs up. Engage with me, guys. Leave some comments down below. Let me know if there are any other productivity hacks that you would like to share, and I will certainly try them myself, because anything that helps me be more productive in my day, I am 100% for. And if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, please subscribe to my channel. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye, guys. Why does it need to be intentional?